Hello everyone and welcome back to the chassis variant series myself, Critical Rocket. We're going a little more up to date here with the Warhammer IIC, which if you see my other video, you will know my my more playful feelings about the Warhammer IIC. But as a battle mech in MechWarrior Online and tabletop, it was always a very effective design and it was quite powerful. Basically, all the clan advantages in a slightly redesigned chassis. It had a very anime-style design in the original technical readout. It was full colour, which was a big deal back then, because obviously a lot of the TRO stuff was all line art, and so this was by an outside company that made a bunch of anime-inspired designs, and sadly they all hit the chopping block, and those original 2C designs never really got used much past a certain point after the great culling of all outside art by FASA. So we have this redesign, and some people seem to like it, some people seem to hate it. I understand where they're coming from. The idea that the Warhammer 2C is a bit thinner than the original Warhammer. I tend to look at this being that refined clan manufacturing techniques produce something that's heavier, but also more streamlined and thus more advanced looking compared to its original. And this is the 2C2. The 2C2 is a fire support model of the Warhammer 2C, whereas the original is more about getting up in the face of enemies with medium pulse lasers, firing at them at range with ERPPCs when closing the distance, and then dropping in an SRM6 for some added punch. This one is more about using its ERPPCs to plug targets at range, open them up, and pelt them with lots of LRM fire. So it has 2 LRM15s, 2 ERPPCs, and a SRM6. It's an incredibly hot build, to say the least. Even skilling it out, you're still going to have heat issues. And this model is pretty good for hardpoints. I know I haven't done the hardpoint thing for a while, but it's kind of important for this one, because the Warhammer 2C is quite generous with a lot of its hardpoints. This one, for instance, has 5 missile hardpoints and only 2 energy. It's actually the model that has the least available energy hardpoints of all the Warhammer 2Cs. So this one, I imagine, is good for those of you who like to run your ATMs, getting into a brawling scenario, switching out those PPCs for probably pulse lasers of some description, I imagine, large pulse lasers, or maybe just going with like a couple of heavy mediums, I don't know. Whatever works for you there. It probably also works good as a splat build, because all the missiles are high mounted. The LRM15s are shoulder mounted, and the SRM6, the third missile hardpoint, is inset into the right torso. I think the other ones are sort of in a similar area, but they're still quite high up on the mech. So it does work for using things like ATMs, just firing over the top of a hill to get damage done on targets. I think as an LRM mech it works as well. I know, funnily enough, there's a person who on the other team in this match who was like having a go at people with LRM mechs. Personally, I don't see a problem with it. I have the same argument about it. Well, it fire all the lasers or shoot all the DACA. I mean, if you're taking a mech that fires just one weapon type the whole time, well, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's still noobish, let's say, in air quotations. I don't really see the problem with it, to be honest. If that's how you want to play, it's how you want to play. I don't see why other people should be criticised for how they play the game. Unless you're the one buying their fucking mechs for them, back off, basically. So yeah, this is a fun design. I like it. It's quite a shift from the standard 2C, and I quite like playing fire support anyway. It's a role I've always been happy with in BattleTech and MechWarrior Online. I like to allow other people to dictate the pace, and I'll try and support where I can, laying down fire on specific targets. I'm not really one for getting straight up into the fight first, because you've seen plenty of my videos now. I'm not the best at the whole torso twisting thing, you know. It's just, I'll fire at things, I'll hope to do the damage, I'll try and be a bit more accurate with my shots. You know, I'm not trying to spread, so yeah, this is strongly my wheelhouse. And assault mechs are fun. I mean, 80 tons as well. It's got a decent amount of speed. You can obviously modify the engine however you wish. For the design being this is a battle mech, not an omni mech, so you got those advantages. Definitely skill it out for heat management, because clan stuff always just tends to be way too hot anyway, regardless what build you make. And yeah, maybe whack in some of those ammunition quirks and get yourself a few extra missiles. Also, though, it's a fun one. This was a good fight as well. I enjoyed this. I did a decent amount of damage. I think I got a kill, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think I did. And yeah, it was got plenty of ammo from the start, so it's got about 4 ton of LRM ammo, so it's a generous amount. It can obviously fit a lot more in, depending on how you do the build, especially if you swap out those PPCs, but that's me just getting completely rinsed at the end there. And that's, I believe, the end of the round, so thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good week, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.